So today we're making spicy oxtail soup. So this is the oxtail. It's been boiled for an hour to get all the gunk and all that stuff out of it. It's our original recipe. So I put green chili pepper, red chili pepper, tomato, with cherry tomatoes, ginger, minced garlic, diced red onions, these mushrooms, a little bit of fish sauce, Cajun seasoning to taste, bok choy, to garnish with the spring onions, thyme, and lemongrass. So basically, I'm gonna put oil in here. I'm gonna saute up the onions, the ginger, and the garlic to get some flavor. I'm gonna season it with the Cajun seasoning and the fish sauce. Throw the meat in there, let it cook a little bit. Put some water in there. Add the ginger, and then soak. And then when that's boiling, throw the rest of the vegetables in there and just let it cook down. And let the oxtail do its thing. So the oil, garlic, onion, and the ginger, sauteing them until they're translucent, maybe a little browned, but just to extract some of the flavors out of it. I'm putting Cajun seasoning to season, just to get some of the flavor out, because without any type of salt, these flavors they're just aromatics. They don't really do anything. Now I've added the tomatoes, the red peppers, and the green peppers. Let that sweat a little bit before I add the meat. To me, sweating it is just like activating the flavor, you know. So next we're gonna add the pre-boiled oxtail. And then we're gonna add the water. The thyme. We're gonna add the thyme after I add the meat in. And then when I add the water in there, I'm gonna add the lemongrass, which is gonna be tied. We added the oxtails in with the thyme. I just threw the whole branch in there. I didn't have time to take it apart. Mix it up, coat everything. Alright, then we're gonna add water to this and let it simmer. And then after we let it simmer, we add the mushrooms. And then later on after that, we add the bok choy. Well, of course you put the lemongrass when you put the water. But pretty simple. Right, so now that the thyme is added and the meat is cooking with the peppers and the garlic and the onion, this is the time where you add a little bit of fish sauce. So this one gets tricky because fish sauce is really powerful and it's really salty. So I don't measure when I cook, so I just pour until my ancestors tell me stop to. Right? See, until now I hear my Filipino ancestors tell me, that's enough, my son. Boom. There we go. Let that cook. All right, so I added water to the meat and the vegetables that I was sautéing. So because of the cartilage and the fat and everything, this when it reduces, it's actually gonna thicken up. If you don't have fresh tomatoes to chop up, so you can use crushed canned tomatoes, you can use tomato sauce or whatever to get that red color and the flavor that you want. Any type of tomato, as long as it's not like tomato paste, because tomato paste has this like bitter taste that's kind of hard to get out. Yeah. So also after this boils a little bit, after the water's in there, it's gonna take like a couple hours maybe to simmer and boil down. So because if you try to eat oxtail before it's completely tender, you can't. It's very tough. It's not good at all. The flavor is not right. So I don't know what the time, how long it will take for yours. I don't know what temperature your fire is on, but just keep checking on the most like the biggest piece, and wait until it's nice and tender, and then it'll be done. But when it's simmering, like halfway through, add your lemongrass if you have it. If not, that's fine. You could add basil or however you want, but my recipe calls for lemongrass simmered halfway before it's done. Also, what I add halfway before it's done is the mushrooms, and then like maybe 10 minutes before it's done, I add the bok choy because it takes no time to cook the bok choy. And then when I'm serving it, I add just as a garnish, spring onions or green onions as a garnish. So the whole time you can season it to taste. I try not to add too much salt to it because I'm already adding the fish sauce. So a little bit of Cajun seasoning, and then maybe tweak it with the fish sauce to get the taste that you want. But it's supposed to be very savory. But yeah, so now it just takes some patience. I'm gonna show you guys when I add the lemongrass, and then when I add the rest of the stuff, and it should be done pretty soon. Yep. So right now it's at a full boil. I put the mushrooms in there. It has the oxtails are still trying to get tenderized. So it's reducing right now, trying to get tenderized. And when it's nice and tender, also put the lemongrass in there. That's the lemongrass. Bundle it up. And once it's nice and tender, so once the meat is tender, I add the bok choy, let it simmer for like 10 minutes after that, then I'll be ready. Alright guys, the last part of this is the bok choy. Alright. The thing about oxtail is it has to be boiled all the way down, or it's not going to get tender. It's a long process. Like I said, there's no like a definite time on it. It just depends on your oven. But mine is almost there, so I'm going to add the bok choy and let it do its thing, and let you guys see after I play it. Alright guys, this is usually how I eat it, with the rice in the bottom, put the meat, the mushrooms and the veggies with the soup on top of the rice, and some spring onions on top. And that's it. The longest part is probably just to wait until it's tender.
No, that's you.
Good luck.